Hello and welcome to episode 38 of Direwolf20's 1.16 mod pack. Alright, last time I said I was going to move some shit to here. As you can see, we have quite a bit of brine. We have quite a bit of sulfur, which I managed to find in the system anyway. And tons of nether stars. Right, so in here we've got, as you can see, that is seriously motoring along. I'm quite happy with that. We've got enough water in the system, and I'll show you why in a second. Everything else we've got absolutely tons of. Everything else is now moved. I've also created one of these pocket storage unit tier 4s, so you are aware of what that consists of. The pocket 2 and the pocket 3, or the tier 2 and tier 3 are in there. The pocket 3, or tier 4, sorry, is 2 stars plus, you know, a 1, a 2, a 3, and then it will, actually it's, yeah, so it makes tier 4, you have to make the tier 1, the tier 2, tier 3, it's, yeah, that's fine. However, this thing is kind of cool. So, 64 different items, holy crap, 10 million of them, roughly, 1 million, sorry, of them, and it absorbs the excess and voids it, basically. So that's pretty cool. Other than that, it's exactly the same. If we open that up, you can see that I've put one of everything from the tier 1 and the tier 2 into here, and I still have slots. So very, very cool. I have modified my inventory, condensed it all down to stuff that I actually use rather than just stuff I can keep, you know, locked away. We've got the mana, which is going to come out of here. We've got these things as well, and that as well I want out of there. The building gadgets I use, I'm going to leave them in here for now because I know where they are. However, the mana and the other things are going to go in there. That's going to move to there, and this one is going to move over there. So let's put our food back down there, and then we can put this bag up here. Sorted. So now we've got a relatively clean inventory. This thing you already knew that I moved. However, down here there's been some changes. I've obviously moved all of the storage drives, and I have created a couple of crafters, put in some speed upgrades because it makes things go faster, and I mean a lot faster. Like, I can't even, I shit you not, right? You remember how fast it was to do patterns? Now these are relatively straightforward. It took about 3 or 4 seconds to get 64. Watch. They're there. Yeah, well worth getting the netherite stuff. Massively well worth it. I'm really happy. So apart from the processing stuff, everything else is good. So the speed on everything else is absolutely amazing. As you can see here, 81 patterns and 125 speed. So we can't make too many of those because I am literally running out of netherite, so I need to mine some more. Netherite's a pain in the ass because obviously it's not very well abundant. It's not as abundant as everything else. So without further ado, let's go and have a look at our brine situation. So our brine situation has changed slightly. I kind of thought, well, to keep up with this bloody thing, it's gonna have to be like the mod would be able to keep up with itself, right? That's what I figured. So I put down 4 electric pumps with the speed and energy upgrades, and even this shit can't catch up. As soon as this gets hot, this goes down to 4 millibuckets or 4 buckets. It still generates an insane amount. So like, if we go and get the fluid grid, like, it's still generating a massive amount, but it just doesn't have any spare capacity, so it doesn't have any spare here. However, at night, when everything cools down, that basically bumps up to here, and then in the morning we get a massive speed boost. So I'm quite happy to just let this sit, because we've got enough brine now where we could actually do the second part of Mekanism. So I'm quite happy with that. This area is chunk loaded, so it's just going to keep going. We could, if we wanted to, put another one in here. Do we need another one in here? I'm not entirely sure. Now, a lot of these things, and these as well, the network transmitters, they all need to be moved. I mean, the network transmitters I could probably get away with moving now. So we will. Everything else, obviously, it can just stay there. I mean, it's not really a massive issue if it does stay there. The network transmitters I do want, because I want to bring them down here. So like so, and then these cards should just work. So it's not like, you know, the cards are linked to the other places. This is just transmitting to those blocks. So it shouldn't make any difference whatsoever. And we can check that with brine. If brine is still being imported, we're good. Right, perfect. Okay. That, as they say, is that upgrade. Now, mechanism. Now the issue is, we're already doing some part of mechanism, but we're not doing it all. So I want to take the brine and wrong place. Upwards, there we go. So over this side is where all the processing takes place for the mechanism, or for mechanism, should I say. So everything is now getting stored in here. You know, we've got quite a few ores and stuff, and then obviously this process finishes up at this part here where it gets imported into the main system from this machine right here. So the ultimate smelting factory is the last in the line. Okay, now I am going to break this because we are going to take this apart. Now there's going to be a lot of upgrades and there's going to be a lot of other bits and pieces, but ultimately what I want to do is this entire process I want to move so that we can generate 5 times the ore, right? Now that sounds like a plan. To me, I don't know. It definitely sounds like a plan. So we'll jump down there in a second. However, what we got this. So all of this now becomes completely redundant because this is the system that we have isolated. So as you can see, we've got the first machine here, but we've got it isolated from the main network, and the storage drive that you actually see is here. So this storage drive is just going to be run off of this chest here. We've got tools for this. There we go. So if we get rid of what we have so far, now I've got to leave the power because the power is actually powering the rest of the system, and it's also powering this ME system as well, or the storage system. So this is, we could move all this, but I don't see the point because this is the drive that we need. So we've got all of the pieces down here to do this, including the power, and then we've got the machines that are producing oxygen, I think. Is it oxygen? Should be oxygen, yeah. Yeah, there we go. So they're producing oxygen for the machines that we need, or for the machine that we needed. So now, because everything is isolated and because we're not actually using it, I'm going to leave this setup there. And I'm going to focus our setup over this side. So I'm going to start this side and work our way down the room, moving this as needed. Now this needs to be here for the items that we've got set up there, right? So this ultimate injecting factory is for something else. So we're going to isolate that in the corner, we're going to leave those guys over there, and we're going to redo this entire area, and then we're going to make it look pretty. But right now we are going to redo this entire area. So what we need to be able to do is to like double, quadruple, and Christ knows what else ore, right? So there is a few things that we need. We need brine, obviously. The brine needs to be separated in an electrolytic separator. So we don't have one of those. So we need one of these guys, electrolytic separator. Okay, so we need to go and grab a couple of machines. Now, obviously, we should have it in the system. If we don't have, well, we've got the electrolytic core, but we don't actually have the thing in the system. But luckily, we have this thing up here. Not exactly the fastest, but you know, it's there. So if we go and get an electrolytic separator, like so, and then we put that in the crafting system up there. Now we can make a couple. So I want a couple of these. So 2 of those. Purely and simply because I want to be able to just grab, you know, what I need when I need, and not have to worry about crap. So What will happen is the electrolytic separators will obviously take the brine and then create chlorine and sodium. Sodium we just need to get rid of at the moment. Chlorine we need, right? So we will put one down here and have a look. What do we do? So the electrolytic, so we've got brine on the left, it separates it out, and then we can dump the excess, which is fine, because all we need is actually the chlorine. The sodium, I don't know what the sodium is for, so let's have a look what the sodium is for. Sodium from Mekanism will go liquid sodium, right? Okay, I kind of get that. Fluid encapsulator, it doesn't actually look like it's used really. Sodium, it might just be an extra process that is, you know, going to be used in the future maybe. I don't know. What we will do though is we will be not stupid about this, and we will start so the first machines will push backwards to the back of the room. So we're going to start here and we're going to give these guys a little bit of room, right? So we need to export brine into here. So we need a bucket. We need a bucket, so we'll craft one of those guys, or a couple of those guys. Yeah, there we go. So, right, we've got a couple of buckets, and we need our fluid grid, which is here, and we need to get a bucket of brine, like so. Alright, cool. Right, so now the exporters are going to export into the sides here, and they are only going to export brine, like so. So that will work out that the fluid coming in to the side is an input on the left. The gases are going to exit on the right, so they're both going to exit on the right. Now, if we were smart, we are not smart, but if we was smart, we would do it the other way around, which is we would do that, and then we would go like this, so that we could export into it, and then we would have one ultimate pipe, which I believe is a gas. So we need a gas pipe. So if I go and have a look at Mekanism, that's a mechanical pipe for fluids. That is the ultimate pressurized gas pipe, I think. So we'll get that one. So that's the ultimate mechanical pipe, which is the fluid pipe. So we'll take those, because we don't want the elite. We don't want to use elite. We want to use ultimate, because it's like ultimate. Did I just create? No, there we are. Ultimate. So we've got ultimate pressurized, which is for gases. Perfect. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll shove that in the middle there. So now this one will pull in fluids from the left, and it will do nothing to anything else. It will then extract gases or output gases to the right. Yeah. Now I don't know which one, actually I don't know which one is which, so what we're going to do is we're going to leave this one on a nothing at the moment, because I want to find out what gases actually get exported. Now we've got our import system overhead in this instance, so we're going to do import and export overhead, and we'll do power underneath, because that should... Alright, so we should be able to go down here, and what we're going to do is we're going to make a redundant connection here, just in case I break one by accident, that we'll always have something connected. So that goes into there, that goes into there, right? So the left hand side is sodium, the right hand side is chlorine. We need chlorine, but we don't need sodium. So we're going to dump the excess of chlorine. I need the chlorine, not that. So we'll dump the excess of that. Alright, okay, I know what I did. So fluids are output to the left. No, they're not. Can I get rid of all of these? Yeah, I can. Right, so the fluids are fluids config import. So we'll get rid of those. Gases are... light blue needs to go left in this one. So the light... this is so confusing. Right, gases config. The light blue needs to go that way, and nothing needs to go that way because we're going to dump the excess on that. We're going to get rid of this pipe because that will then reset it. Right, we're not going to put that pipe in there because that's not a bloody pipe. Right, so this one is now exporting this into there. The brine is coming in here. There's no more power. Have we run out of brine already? No, 19 millibuckets. What have we got in there? 16. Alright, so yeah, we need an export bus on there to boost that little speed. We've got the gases, output cyan, right. So this is now our gas line. Perfect. Alright, this thing requires speed upgrades, and this thing will also require speed upgrades, and then that will keep those machines both fed. Perfect. Alright, we're going to stick some power just under here. And this is going to be our main trunk power line. So we will do boom, 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 and we will then request for some flux stuff. We want one that provides energy, thank you very much. And we'll take that, and we'll also look for some more energy cables. I think I've got some in my backpack, but I know that I've got some in here, so I'm definitely going to take those. And we also need some cables. So let's grab some cables while we're here. Have we really not got that many? Alright, so cables, 64, start, done, sweet. Okay. We are going to put the flux plug here, we're going to put that on our network, and we're just going to watch as these things work. Right, so we are dumping the excess of sodium. We're exporting this one into the pipe, and that's then going down the line. So I don't know how many of these we will need, but if I leave a little bit of a gap, we can maybe put some more in there. So, right, so the next part of the system is we need to get hydrogen and hydrogen chloride. So we need a chemical infuser, I believe. We need a chemical infuser. That looks about right. That's an oxidizer, so we will not get that one, but a chemical infuser. Chemical crystallizer. Well, we'll need one of those at one point, but I wanted the infuser. Elite chemical tank. Now is that ultimate chemical tank? Which one? Oh, that's millibuckets, so that's liquid. Where's the gas one? Ultimate something. Ultimate chemical tank. Shift N. No. Let's do a click away from that and then shift N. Portable tank that kill chemicals. Yeah, but is chemicals for water and gas? Must be. Yeah, must be. Okay. That's cool. So we can take a couple of those. I'll start 10 of them, because, I mean, it's quick enough. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to put a couple of buffers in position, right? So what essentially we're going to be doing is creating a buffer system, because I don't want the stuff getting stuck, if you see what I mean. So infused types, pigments, slurries, okay. Gases, right, there we are. So output is on the front, which we're going to change that to an input. We're going to change that to an input, and then we're going to do all of the other ones, and the output will be the blue on the back. So now that stuff should be going into there, and we should filling it up with chlorine. Cool. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a second one of these ultimates, and not the right there though. I'm going to put it right here, purely and simply because I want to keep. I want it to be logical. Yeah, so I want it to look like it's supposed to do. So the input will be red, and the output will be blue, and the other ones will turn off. So that now should be filling up from this tank, so that we should have 1 million. By the time we've finished, we should have 1 million of chlorine in the backup system. So we'll keep it running right now so that we can keep it up to date. So yeah, we'll sort that out. So right, we should have 1 million in backup for chlorine, Now the chemical infuser, we need to get a chemical infuser. I'm not sure. No, we don't have a chemical infuser. So let's go back up and let's try a chemical infuser. Right, so we need to make one of these. Again, we've got most of this stuff in the system. We're going to use the injection chamber. So I'm guessing that we will need a basic one, or yeah, so we don't have a chemical yeah, alright, so we need to create one of these as well. We're going to need obviously one of these, because we're going to go for ultimate on this tier anyway. That one, and then we'll put those up here. So we got to elite, so injecting, we got to the elite one, so we're going to do the ultimate one, and then we're going to do the basic one, and that should give us the ability to then create our next machine, or the next couple of machines. So if we do the chemical infuser, we get 2 of those. So chemical infusers, we need, I'm going to get 2. I don't know if we need 2. Oops, injection, and then we should have the ultimate. Yeah, there we are. We'll get 1 of those. Just oh, what's missing? Purification chamber. Really? Injecting. Oh, maybe I've got that one wrong. Chemical injection chamber. Chemical injection chamber. Oh, maybe I've picked up the wrong one. I don't know. What's this one? So this one can be turned into the basic injecting factory. Chemical injection for basic injecting oh, right, okay, injection. Yeah, that's the one we need, right? Alright, we'll come back for that. We'll get the chemical infusers, which this is where it gets way confusing. So we'll get 2 of those. We've still got 2 gases, because I'm guessing that these are going to still be gas. Right, so this is producing chlorine. Chlorine is now... Alright, so that's building up quite well. I'm happy with that. Right, so we need to produce hydrogen chloride. Right? So I'm going to put this here. I don't know if we need 2 of these, but I'm going to put 2 down. Right? So we'll configure this one first. So this one accepts 2, so it will accept hydrogen and chlorine. Hydrogen chloride is the thing that we need. So chlorine comes in one side and hydrogen in the other. So if we do the chlorine here, it will go in there and it will go in there, right? So either side, and then the outputs will be the back, and that will be, so the back of this will be the blue, right? So we're going to change this to the back will be the blue. The input is not at the front. So we're going to do nothing on there and then a blue for the back. Now the output is the mixture. So, alright, so this might actually be something. This isn't going to be a gas, is it? This is going to be a liquid. Is it a liquid? Hydrogen chloride? Is hydrogen chloride a liquid? It possibly isn't. Hang on. Right, so, oh, the blue is the output. No, I got the blue. Output is back. Okay. And gases. Oh, there we are. Output. And then we go output for the gases. There we go. Okay, so this should now connect. No, that's the wrong one now. Come on. Get with it. Come on, stupid. There we go. Right, so that's that. So that should now go into... This isn't going to work because we haven't got the hydrogen yet. But we should be able to configure these so that we can get the hydrogen. right? So we're going to do this, and we're going to put, I know that this is wasting, like this could be a lot more compact, but I don't want it to be. I kind of want it to be like really spaced out so that I can see what's happening, where the bottlenecks are, and if needed I can switch it so that, you know, we can increase, like, so here, because I've got enough space, I can knock out that wall and increase it that way, or I can increase it this way if I take the water. So it's kind of, you know, giving that little bit of a bit of space to allow it. I mean, at the moment I need to put hydrogen things down here, or I need to create hydrogen for this system, which is one of those separator things. Is it the separator? Yeah, it's the it's these things, electrolytic. Yeah, so electrolytic separators. So I need a couple of those. I don't know how many I need. I'm just going to get 2 again to start with. We'll start with 2 and we'll see where the bottlenecks are. And then obviously the upgrades need to be put all in all of these as well. I mean, you know, it's going to grow a lot bigger. So here what we're going to do is we are going to put, obviously the power is going to be underground, so we're not worried about the power. We need to feed these things water. So I would say here and here we can feed them water and then export the, no, let's be a bit smarter. Let's not put it there, right there. Let's put it here and here, and then have the export for the gas, because that is a gas output to the right. Let's put a bucket of water in this, or we don't even need to put a bucket of water in this. We will export to the front, so there will be an import on one side, which is this side. So input is the front, which is fine. We've then got this thing here, and then if we run this cable up the wall, that should match up with those. Now we need a bucket of water, so let's get a bucket of water. And then what we need to do is set this for an extract of water, and we'll speed that up. And we'll do exactly the same for this, speed that up. Okay, so water should be coming in here. So this side is hydrogen, this side is oxygen. We don't need the oxygen, so we're going to dump the excess oxygen, right? We do, however, need the oxygen, no, the hydrogen, sorry. So we're going to do a output right and an output left on this one, so we don't need the other ones, so we'll kill those off. The ultimate pressure tube will be linked up there, and then what we can do is basically put that across here. Yeah, that works. And then we'll put one here and we'll go up so that we can run along the ceiling, and then we can keep it. I know that somebody said that if we hit the thing, actually let's try that. So if we put that there, and I don't want that to connect. I don't want that to connect to this pipe. So if I hit that, no, in wrench mode, no, rotate, empty, empty, no. I might have this in the wrong place, that's why. Gases, redstone signal turned off, no. So if I hit it, stop doing shit. No, I don't want to pull or push or whatever. Okay, so let's go back to wrench mode and pop that off. Alright, I'm just going to do it this way because I know this way. Alright. Right, what we got in the system? So we've got chlorine, everything is empty from there. This doesn't have any power, so that's why. So let's get ourselves some power. And we'll go under here, and then we'll go under here and under there. Right, so that thing already had power because I'm an idiot. Right, we'll take those 3 and we'll put those back there. So those guys have got power. These guys running down the center, not there. Ah, for Christ's sake. Right, there. I did it again. I can hear the sheep, that's why. Right, here. Put power that side and then power this side. Right, so those are all hooked up. And then what we'll do is we'll fix the floor in a minute. Right, so this should be producing hydrogen. The hydrogen should be being exported to the right, the output blue. And then it should be going into here, which it is. And then it should also be going into the other one, which it isn't because it's filling up this one first. Okay, so that's fine. So if that's filling up that first, well then maybe what we do is instead of having this that way, what we'll do is we'll steal one of these, like so. And instead of having them separate, we'll just stick it on the end here, like that. And then the output of this one will be blue going into here. Is that right? And the input of the red goes into there. So the output of the... No, that needs to be dumping excess. And that dark blue needs to be going output. Way confusing. Way confusing. Alright, let's dig out here. But give this some power so I can see what it's doing. Right. You've got power now. You're dumping excess on here. The hydrogen is what I actually need. And I need you auto eject on the right, the blue output, but I need it for the bloody gas. Right, so output blue on gas might actually help. You are now probably wrong. There we go. Right, so you filled up with some other crap, which is why you wasn't doing anything. The hydrogen chloride is now coming out the back and filling up the tank. Perfect. Right, so we need to export the water into here. So put that on water, put that on there, give that the upgrades. Then we need to hook that upwards to here. That should now put more water in the system. It's dumping the excess oxygen. It's putting all that in there. That's perfect. This guy is doing nothing of the sort. Chlorine. Right, are you accepting gases from the right? Input orange. That's right. So you should be exporting gases. Output there. Auto eject. You're on gases. Auto eject to the left, which is blue. Cyan doesn't matter. You want auto eject on. Idle. Hydrogen is the dark blue. That should be going to the right, the correct side. Or do I just need to relay your cable? Might just need to relay your cable. Maybe I put something in that cable that I wasn't supposed to. Yep, alright, something got stuck in the cable. Alright, so there's that going that way. That is dumping excess. That's all going into here, which is now doing hydrogen chloride as well. And that should be filling up our little tanks. Perfect. Alright, so we've got 3,000 of that. That's cool. Right, next we can go that away, I guess. So we need the whole hydrogen. So we need hydrogen chloride for. What is the stuff? What is this stuff? It's sulfur, I think. Is it sulfur? So we need that to be able to use the chemical oxidizer. The chemical oxidizer will give us sulfur dioxide, right? So if we want to use gunpowder, okay, so we can enrich sulfur to make gunpowder. If we use gunpowder, we can use Oh, that's right, yeah. So all of this process, getting the hydrogen chloride, was so that we could produce sulfur. Now this is going to be our backup, right? So we're going to produce it, but we're not going to use it, because we have a source of sulfur, right? So we have a source of sulfur here. It's this stuff, and literally you pulverize it over here and it produces sulfur dust. Now this whole setup here produces hydrogen chloride, which produces sulfur, and that goes in a chemical oxidizer, chemical crystallizer, chemical oxidizer, which I don't think we've got one of those down here. So we are going to set it up, but we are going to bypass it, right? Because we need chemical injection. Yeah, we need a chemical injection. Or do we? Basic injection factory. Right, so the injection, we can have an injecting thing. Yeah, there we go. Ultimate injecting elite. I'm pretty sure that that's what we get. Let's just... a purification chamber. Really? Alright, let's just get the basic one. So what are we looking for? We're looking for a injection chamber, which is chemical injection chamber. There we go. We got one of those. Just... oh, it is missing. Alright, so the recipe misses. Okay, so it's me being a dick again. Purification chamber. Right, what do we need? We need an injection chamber. So injection one requires, so a basic one. There we go. The basic one requires a purification, which we can then put in the system, and then we can get an an elite injection chamber. What? Alright, now we're missing an enrichment. What the hell? What the hell have I done? Alright, enrichment chamber. Okay, we'll get one of those as well, I guess. You know, whatever you ask for. Now, could I have my ultimate injection changer? Ultimate injecting? I can indeed. Alright, cool. Ultimate crushing. Oh, right, we've got another crusher. Cool. Right, we're going to take another... are we going to take another 2 tanks? Yes, we are. We don't need the brine anymore, so we're going to put that back. And then we got our ultimate injecting, so we'll take that one. Right, so this one now, if we go back downstairs, so this one now, the ultimate injection chamber takes this stuff and produces... so if we put this here... wow, really? Did not see that one coming. So if we put that one here, so this takes whatever we're using and then gunpowder. So if we get some gunpowder, nice. Right, we've only got 2.8k of gunpowder. We've got way more sulfur, right? So if I chuck that in there, it's got a little bit of power, but it hasn't got anything else. And then I use this and I configure this so that the output is on the right. That will then feed this machine, and as you can see, it will then produce sulfur, which we already have a ton of. So as much as I want to follow the entire process, I'm not going to follow the entire process. That could have been avoided. There we go. So look, it's producing sulfur dust, but this thing over here is taking this crap and producing this. And this, like, we've got 45k of that, so we don't actually need to go through this process. I am going to use it though, because I think, well, we should have the process set up. So the process is here. This is how you guys need to set it up if you don't have access to sulfur. We do, so we're not going to set it up this way. But I am, however, going to keep this in the loop because we might run out of sulfur, or the sulfur might be taken out of the pack, and therefore we need to do it this way. So this is a good thing to keep, and I am going to keep it, but all of this stuff is going to back up to 1,000,000 hydrochloride, and then we're just basically going to start with the chemical infuser. So the chemical infuser, I think we can have an elite one of those. Chemical infuser will be one of, no we can't. So the chemical infuser takes hydrofluoric acid, and no it doesn't take that one at all. It makes, there we go, oxygen, sulfur dioxide is the one that we need. So a chemical oxidizer will take the sulfur and yeah, so right, so the chemical oxidizer will turn sulfur into sulfur dioxide, which is what we need, right? So we're going to carry on from here because this would produce the sulfur. The sulfur would then come around into this part of the system, and we're just going to drill a hole all the way down the middle and just put power, because this is where it's going to live. Ta-da! Right, so there's the power. So what we're going to do is we need obviously we don't need the chemical crystallizer yet, we need a chemical infuser. So do we have one of those in the system? Infuser, chemical, so we've got a metallurgic one, we've got an ultimate infusing, a basic infusing, not really what we want. Chemical infuser, so we'll get a couple of those. Shouldn't take too long. Come on. Chemical infusers, please. Thank you. There's one. Second one. Come on. Thank you. Right, these things, I'm pretty sure we can't upgrade these things. No, you can't. So these ones are just as they are. Right, so this little thing is running quite happily. Now, like I said, we're going to break the chain here. However, we're going to continue that way. So we're going to put that there, and we're going to disable all of the sides because we don't want anything coming in from that side, right? And on this side we are going to put the other chemical infuser, and then down the middle we're going to put the output. So the output will be at the back, and we'll turn, oh hang on, that's, so it'll be sulfur dioxide, which is a gas, so we need gases. So let's just do this, and we'll do output the back, and then the inputs will be the front. Yeah, so we need two inputs, don't we? We need that side and that side. Alright, we're going to need to move that one and this one just over. So we've got the sulfur will come through around here. We've got to feed it with sulfur and then oxygen. No, we need the chemical oxidizers first. Alright. I think we're almost at a point where this may need to be another machine, another thing. So, or another. We need to go up. It might need to be another. See, I can't even think. Like, what the hell? I cannot even think what I'm trying to say. It may need to be another episode because this is getting quite long anyway, but it's massively confusing. Dynamic tank, a chest. Okay, so a dynamic chest and alright, okay, so personal chest? No, you can use other chests, right? Is that going to change? No, you can't. It uses a personal chest. Right, okay. I'm just going to make a couple of these because they screw with the recipe. Yeah, I'm just going to make a couple of these because they screw around with all the other recipes. Oh yeah, of course we wouldn't have any of this stuff in the system. Jesus. Right, let's create a stack of those. Create a stack of those. It's a personal chest, so we'll do a stack of these, which are, what are they called? They are called basic control circuits. So basic control circuits, we'll do a stack of those. They'll go off to the crafter and they should start appearing. Perfect. Personal chest, what else do we need? We need steel. So if we do steel, we should be able to cook up a whole bunch of that. There we go, got a stack of that. That shouldn't take too long. Once we've got that, we should be good. So that, there we go, so the steel started to be. So the infusers are doing their job. They're up to 5, so let's have a look at the personal chest. We need what, 5? Yeah, cool. So I need one of those. We'll put that back in the system. And then I need another one. There we go. Right, so we're just going to put 2 in, and then we'll throw that up there because the personal chests are in here now. So now we need the oxidizer, and if we ask for 2, it should give us, okay, dynamic tanks. Alright, so we need something else. Dynamic tank, there we are. Alright, so it's one of those. Cool, okay. That was relatively straightforward. Right, oxidizer. So we're going to get the oxidizer set up, then we're going to pause, and it's going to be version 3 or episode 3, because this is, yeah, this is actually doing my head in. I'm even walking the wrong bloody way. I'm going, oh my god, yeah. Right, so this way. So the oxidizer literally takes sulfur and oxygen. And we've got oxygen down here, haven't we? Yeah, we've got oxygen there, so we can actually pull the oxygen from this side and then feed it over here. So actually what we need to do is dump the excess from there, but pull it this way. So if we did, alright, if we did there, no, wrong way. If we put you here and you here, no, you don't look right. You accept gases coming from the right, output to the left. Let's take the gases from the front. So we'll get you to accept gases from the front. Actually, you can accept gases from the right, to be honest, because that would be easier for you. This, yeah, you know what? You can accept it from the left. Haha. Yeah, now we're cooking. Right, ultimate pressure tube. We're going to need some more. So let's go and have a look at the ultimate pressure tube. There we go, pressurized tube. I knew that we had some more left in there. Perfect. Right, now we're going to run. So you are producing oxygen, which we are going to, it's teal. So you are going to go teal out the back, like, are you going to teal up back? Is that your back side? That's a gas, right? Pressurized tube is a gas tube. Yeah, that's a gas tube. Oxygen is a gas, right? And that is teal or, oh no, it's cyan, isn't it? Gases, that's why. Output cyan. Gas here and here. There we go. So we're going to run you down here and into there so that you can start getting gas input. Really? Oh, this doesn't. Oh no, this one does sulfur, so I need sulfur there. The gas I need for the next machine. Alright, let's go grab the next machine. This is getting stupid. Right, we'll go down here. So these are the gases. This is the oxygen for the next machine. This is, my god, insane. Right there. And we'll export sulfur here. So now we need some sulfur. So like, grab some sulfur. Grab it, grab it. Grab it. There we go. So that goes in there and you get upgrades. That goes in there and you get upgrades. 3, 4, right, perfect. Now we need to hook you up to the ceiling. Boom, boom. Right, I take it by that darkness you've now decided that you're going to work. We're going to come down from the ceiling to here, and then we're going to link you up. Right, you should be configured to accept stupid stuff on the right. Perfect. That should then create sulfur dioxide because it's an oxidizer. The sulfur dioxide should come out of here and into a chemical infuser, which we have here and here. So chemical infuser will take oxygen and this crap. So we'll do there, and there's another one here, so we'll do that there. You will accept gases from the left and nothing else, so you're filling up there. You will accept gas from the right because I told you to, but you're not doing it. So why are you not doing it? Gases from the right. Gases config. Input dark red right. Oh, you are not exporting the gas from the right hand side, right? Gases, there we are. Output is cyan. Yes. I don't know why I just broke that. Yes, I do know why I just broke that, because this machine is not... That's oxygen. This machine is now not... Alright, let's... because I was cycling through, I've obviously filled... Oh, shit. You can go back down here. Because I was cycling through, I've obviously hit the button and filled up the pipe with something it didn't need. So we're going to go here and here, and then we're going to run it down to there, and that should be good. Right, cool. So that's filled up with oxygen. That's filled up with oxygen. This should be set so that oxygen is still voided, because even though it's being used, if it gets too much, we don't want it to get too much, if you see what I mean. So let's give this and this power, because it would be a good thing to do. Let's get more power cables, because it would be an even better thing to do, because if you run out of power, then what's the bloody point? Energy, great, we've run out anyway, so let's get 64 of them. One of the crafting is in itself. Are you serious? There must be a crafting change. Come on. Alright, so I can't do 64, but I can do a few of them. What the? I'll take it. Whatever. Boom, boom. Right, you are good. You are good. You need to accept shite from the front. What do you need to accept? You need to accept orange from the front. There. Orange. Input. Orange from the front. You need to disappear. You need to accept orange from the front. There we go. And we need to put a... Oh, yeah. Actually, let's do it from the side then. So we do that. I'm guessing... What have we got this comment? Oh, we haven't configured this yet. What is it? Is it a liquid? Sulfur dioxide is a gas. So we will export there, and gases export this side. Cool. And then do that. And then we will input orange as a gas from the right. And then input orange on the gas from there. That should be... Right, that's almost full, so then that should fill up. or we could just make it easier on ourselves and just configure it 1-to-1 here. Gases, output blue, back, output blue. We'll get rid of that one, put that one in place, and then we can get rid of these so that they can each have their own. We'll put that one there as well, and then we'll configure you for the back output for gases, and you should be feeding that one, and you should be feeding this one, so you should be getting stuff now. Yeah, you're getting stuff, and sulfur trioxide is coming out. So these are the chemicals that we need for most of it, I'm hoping, because this is insane. Gases on the back. Did I really just do stupid stuff again? Yes, I did. Right. So what we're going to do is sulfur trioxide should be in the pipe. Sulfur trioxide should be in the pipe. We are then going to set up our little ultimate things here. That should accept from the front, like that should accept from the front, and that should output from the back. Perfect. And then we put our second, so we'll put our new pipe down, and then we'll put our second one, just because I want to see it, and then we configure it for front and back. And that should be filling up with sulfur trioxide. Right, so sulfur trioxide is then used in the chemical infuser with water vapor. It then creates sulfuric acid, if I remember rightly, which then goes into the chemical dissolution chamber, which creates slurry, which then we wash, we crystallize, it becomes clumps, something like that. We're about a quarter of the way through this. However, we have got sulfur trioxide, which is the hardest part to do, because all of this stuff from this point backwards is all to do with making gunpowder possible here, right? So gunpowder into sulfur. Sulfur then gets linked into this one, which create, or these two should I say, which create this crap, which is in here, so sulfur dioxide, which then turns into sulfur trioxide. Then we can use the sulfur trioxide to do, I'm pretty sure it's water vapor and sulfuric acid in a chemical infuser, which then produces the sulfuric acid. So water vapor, sulfur trioxide, then goes into sulfuric acid. So if we get one more infuser before I close out this episode, we're gonna get sulfuric acid, because as soon as we get pure sulfuric acid, then we can then do the chemical stuff which creates slurry and stuff, right? So let's go. Oh crap, what is it? What were we using just now? Infusers. Yeah, infusers, one of them. We're just going to use one for now, because that stuff isn't producing as much. Plus we've got no upgrades in, so I don't know how quickly that will work. Right, we're going to go back this way. Yeah, sure, why not? Alright, so we're going to dig a channel, get our power in. This looks so horrendous, but never mind, just as long as it works. Right, you are going to be on gases, and we're going to put an input on the front. We are going to need water vapor. Is it water or water? No, it is water vapor. So we're going to need an input on the side. What side, I don't know. We'll go for the right. So orange will go there. So this one will go down here. This is configured to output to the back, right? Yeah, that's cool. There, for that, so the sulfur trioxide fills up. So now we need to fill up the water, which means we need one of these things. No, Or do we need one of those things? I think it's one of those rotary. Yeah, one of these, I think. Oh, yeah, of course we wouldn't have it in the system. Right, rotary condensator. Yeah, that condensator, one of them. This is a. Yeah. I love Mekanism, but Jesus. Condensator. We'll just get one of them for now. I've got to put all the upgrades in the machines, so they should work a lot faster. And they should produce a lot more, but yeah, I'm trying to just get to this point. Right, so we'll stick you here, because I'm guessing that you will... Your gases we can auto extract from the left, and we'll input from the front. Is it that way? Deconcentrating, condensating. I don't even know what way that is actually. So we're going to throw a bucket of water in. It is deconcentrating, which then goes straight into there, which then produces our sulfuric acid. Sweet. Alright, that's perfect. So what we need is another bucket of water, because I just used mine. Div. Right, okay. So we need one of them, and we need an exporter, and we need that one there, and we need this. No, we did this, that, and 4 of these, and then we need to hook that up to the ceiling over there, maybe where it's actually gonna no, it was, I was in the right place as it was. So there, and shouldn't have done that one, but never mind. Right, you should be getting water. You should be condensating once you have power, which I will give you now, like so. Right, once you've got this, you will be condensating, correct? Yes, you are producing water vapor. Not very fast, but still, sulfuric acid is still being produced. I'm happy with that. Right, you should be fine, because the more water you get, the more you do. The upgrades you get, you'll be fine. You should be okay, because you're not using that much at the moment. We do, however, need to get you... So this is slurry, right? No, this is sulfuric acid. So sulfuric acid is going to go into the chemical dissolution chamber before the chemical washer. Yeah, so we need to store this stuff so that we can then play that way. So we're going to export the blue from the back. There we go. Let's just get rid of that one, and we'll do this to here, and then we need a couple more of those elite gas tanks, or ultimate gas tanks. Alright, cool. And we'll stick that one there. Input from the front, output from the back. Sulfuric acid, sweet. Alright, so I know that we're going to turn it at some point, so I'm going to turn it now, and I'm going to go that way with it, and there. That should then just go straight into here, from there to here. Now we've got our sulfuric acid. Now we should be able to export from the back. Output from the back. Perfect. Alright, so then our new machines will start here and go that away. That sounds like a plan. Alright, that was a long episode. So this is all of the stuff that is needed to get to the point where we can actually 5 times our ore. Now, this stuff, I don't think I can, because it's a gas, I don't think I can import it, because we can only import liquid and other stuff. So these tanks are pretty much all that's going to be, and that's in the tube. So all it's going to be as my backup, this is going to fill up and then it's just going to back up. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start over here and go that direction with the chemical washer, the dissolution chamber, and actually start producing that mechanism so that we can get it to do some insane stuff. And we'll do a few chemical dissolution chambers and some ore going into there, and we should be good. That was a long episode. Thank you very much for staying with me. It's confusing, but once you get it right, once you get it to that point, the next part is pretty simple. It's just it's just 3 more machines, and then the rest of it is just even more ore coming out the end of it. So thank you very much. I've been Satosis. You've been awesome. Laters.